All right, and we are live. What can I'm your host Ray. With me, as always, his father.
Yo,
Nice clean setup. We got my boy.
Man, what's Gucci, man?
All right, so
Well, actually, no, not Gucci. We don't say Gucci. In the words of my man Soldier Boy, Gucci is canceled. We don't do that. So, how offended are you? That's what we do.
I'm still with Fubu.
Oh, you old school.
With the week has been going on, I called this brotherly talk because I feel like us brother is black. It kind of is a brotherly talk, and a video out on my other channel, which is a very little channel, and I've been saying this have been kind of like being attacked, and the only reason like nobody's really like seeing it of the people that um that are being attacked are kind of iffy in the black and R. Kelly. People love Michael, but people still have their even though he was acquitted, people Michael kind of gets thrown in there. So I wanted your opinions
I'm gonna stop messing.
before we started. So what you had to say?
about what?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
That was weird. Like I heard you, but then you like cut out again.
Am I cutting out
You like cut out every once
now?
in a while.
Wow, this shit is just bugging. I'm on. I don't, um, I was saying that black celebrities are being under attack, and I feel like we're being the scapegoats of everything,
Yeah,
from the child pedophilia to basically everything that's going on in Hollywood
yeah.
in general. I feel like we're the being the scapegoats.
I
Y'all
think
think
that
go ahead, Father.
I think that just like the narratives that are being pushed out because obviously like we know like people in general like they just gonna do evil shit, especially with celebrities and shit, especially like if they have like really troubled childhoods. And I feel like within the black community, because of our condition and the shit that we've been through and the history that plagues us in America, of course our childhoods are gonna be hella fucked up. Like even back in like the 50s and 60s, even with those celebrities, they was going through a lot of fucked up shit. James Brown was doing fucked up shit. People in the Temptations were notorious for doing fucked up shit. Like,
Yeah, they were.
bruh, like if you look back then, there was a whole lot. Ray Charles of all people was doing fucked up shit. His blonde ass. So
Mhm.
like, bruh, like when it comes to black people, because of our condition, where I don't want to say it's guaranteed that we're gonna do fucked up shit, but like how can I put this? It's very rare if you see like a black man or a black woman who's famous get off clean. You feel what I'm saying? It's always something. They was gonna try and get him with something. Whitney Houston, crackhead, fucking, it could be the most Prince. We still ain't know how that motherfucker died, and he was the healthiest motherfucker like out of everybody. You know
That's
what
what I'm saying. This man drunk rainwater and shit.
Exactly. So it's like who in the black community who's a celebrity like got off clean and like who hasn't been through all that fucked up shit either in their childhood or while they was like on top. So I feel like right now, like it's just a continuation of that kind of culture. This culture where just black people or like black celebrities, like they come up, but like in their come up or while they're hot, they're going through a lot of trauma. They're going through a lot of like really fucked up shit. And when we compare that to like, let's say white celebrities or like other celebrities, they can do fucked up shit too. But the problem is, but the only thing is they got the complexion for the protection. So Charlie Sheen can give motherfuckers AIDS and he'll still be cool. He'll still get his royalties and shit. Um, Kevin Spacey can rape little boys like in his youth and shit, but you know, because of his legacy and because of his complexion for the protection, you know, he's going to eat forever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the cards are already stacked with black people as it is, and on top of that, it's easier for the cards to like fall. And it's like, wow, y'all just really gonna keep talking about this shit when everybody's doing a whole lot more worse shit than a lot of these black people out here, but y'all don't say nothing. Cool. Cool.
And then it's like, well, the funny thing about Kevin Spacey was that literally the minute people found out, it's like they forgot.
Exactly.
Like it happened like in the course of a week. People found out, his movie came out. His movie didn't do good because of that. But I'm guessing that was people's way of saying, that was bad. We're not going to go support your movie. But he was like, oh, okay, I'm going to go get me a cup of coffee and do something else. And that was it. And we hear nothing about the situation since. And
to add on to that, actually, the dude who did Bohemian Rhapsody, he was on fire for some degenerate shit that he was doing. I forgot specifically what he did. I think it was sexual assault, but that motherfucker still winning Oscars to this day.
Are you talking about Rami Malek?
Yeah. Oh, no. The director.
Oh yeah.
Him. So I was like, oh, okay. So this motherfucker's over here winning awards and shit. And you know, Bohemian Rhapsody is so good, but y'all don't cancel that. And then when I asked the question, oh, okay, so are we canceling? So we're not canceling this man because his movie's good. So does that mean y'all won't cancel R. Kelly because his music's good? Nope.
I mean, they've canceled R. Kelly several times. He just kept turning the channel back to him.
And you know, and
he was the only one that like really, I don't know what he did because he don't have the complexion for protection, but he was getting off.
Like, yeah, man, 100K fucking bail,
bro. Like people were like helping this man out. He was doing stuff since like the 90s. The only person who really saw him for what he was for a split second, if what R. Kelly did is true, I can't confirm and deny what this man did for these, as far as like the rape and stuff goes. I do feel like he has manipulated these girls in some form of fashion, but I don't think he out here raping them though. That's the thing. Like I feel like they're consenting, but they're manipulated to consent. If that makes sense. So like, it ain't really rape. It's like they said yeah, but they might not have been in their right mind when they said yeah, because the chocolate factory is a confusing place. You don't know where you might end up in there. But the only person who like that really cut R. Kelly off when he found out one allegation about everything was Jay-Z. Right. Jay-Z was like the only one in the beginning who was like, he touching kids? Nah. And like he cut that tie real quick. And you know, they had one of the best tour anticipations of all time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like R. Kelly and Jay-Z were tight. Like they collabed on so much stuff. And you know, what was it, around like 2004 where they decided to do the album together? And
yeah.
Tour. And that was like a big thing. Like that was like on some Michael Jackson level, like, you know what I'm saying, that they were doing. And when Jay-Z found out, he cut him off. But then all of a sudden, a couple years down the line, Jay-Z welcomed him back with good graces. And Jay-Z never explained why he forgave R. Kelly. And, you know, Jay-Z is like such a spokesman for hip hop in the community, especially at that time in those days. You know, now he's just kind of laying back and chilling. But, you know, at that time, if Jay-Z says something, you gonna follow it. And if he say he forgive R. Kelly, everybody forgave R. Kelly. So it was like, hey, Jay think he cool, so why not? So to circle this back around, is just R. Kelly may not have had the complexion for the protection, but he had the persuasion. I don't know what he had. He had some juice because he got off. Like he really had no consequences, but the consequences was himself. He kept putting himself in positions and kept going back to where he shouldn't have been and messed himself up.
And also, what I also found very interesting was that, you know what I think it is? Like the persuasion shit that you said, I feel like it's that old generation, it's that old head generation that like just they seem like to turn a blind eye when it comes to a lot of shit. So it's like when R. Kelly's over here, you know, and he's getting dragged by the media, or he's getting dragged by, you know, Shea Butter Twitter or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
These old heads come out, and it's usually women. It's usually grown ass women that come out defending his shit. When he's in court, they're over there with the signs and shit, like, and they come out heavy. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers are starting to pay his bail now. So it's like, at this point, when is the conversation going to shift to these nasty ass older women that probably raped someone's child back in the 80s and no one says shit?
That's what I'm saying.
People talking about that, but no one ever wants to hold these bitches accountable because, oh, you know, R. Kelly's over there doing doing degenerate shit. He has a whole team behind him that co-sign the shit. No one wants to say anything about that. We just gonna all put it on R. Kelly, and I feel like that's the reason why, like when he was doing that interview, that's why he like fucking broke down and just lost all of his shit.
Yeah, because like even the way. All right, so here's my theory behind it. I could be 100% wrong, folks, but R. Kelly broke down because he is telling the truth about some things. Like, I ain't gonna sit up here and say that R. Kelly has women in his basement. If he do, I mean, props to you. I don't know how you did it, but you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, how he got to them. But the thing that confuses me is you got these two girls out here, especially like Jocelyn Savage and like Azaze or whatever her name is. Those two girls came and spoke. And they were just like, no, he treats us good. He does this, he does that. Regardless if R. Kelly is not the monster that we're pegging him to be, it don't matter if he's not doing these things or not. The fact that you got two women saying that he takes care of us, he provides for us, and we don't have any goals for ourselves outside of what he does for us, that already looks bad. So it don't matter if they don't mind y'all being in a non-monogamous relationship, and they comfortable with things, you know what I'm saying, your main hoe and your side hoe mix and match, you know. It doesn't matter if they're comfortable with that. It's the fact that it looks bad to the public eye when these two girls are saying that they're comfortable with how their lives are going in this situation.
But you can also call Stockholm syndrome.
You can definitely call it Stockholm syndrome. It just looks bad. And I'm not saying that he did or didn't do it. Personally, if he did do it, I mean, we all know. If he didn't do it, I mean, who knew? You know what I'm saying? So, and then the thing about it is that, you know, the parents in this situation, I feel like, all of a sudden these girls' parents are now trying to get their daughter back. Like, why now? And the thing is, I know somebody told me earlier, they were just like, oh, that they've been trying to get her back the whole time. I'm like, no, you haven't, because the parents specifically said that they knew this she was there. They know R. Kelly be in Atlanta, and they knew that their girls were in their house. So you mean to tell me they're not going to pull up and rescue her because she don't answer the phone? That don't make no sense. If you really get your daughter back, you would go get her. And these women,
that's the same shit Master P said.
Yeah, and these women are not bound to him by contract. He doesn't legally own them. If you go up to R. Kelly house, kick his door down and take your daughter from him, what's he gonna do? He's not gonna do anything. It's gonna be the girl who's gonna fight you because she's already been intoxicated with you know what I'm saying, with his love juice. So she's gonna fight you. But the thing is the fact that these parents who are coming out now saying that they miss their child, that they want them back, and they want to know if they're okay. That's not good enough for me. Y'all showing no real concern for y'all child. Like, and I'm not saying that crocodile tears get you anywhere, but I mean, like, the mother not crying, the father not crying, like, it just don't seem believable that y'all care about y'all daughters all of a sudden. Like, I mean, come on. what's really going on?
I think that's the question everyone's asking. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Right. And then it's like, what really threw me off. Go ahead.
Like I've been saying before, I blame.
Oh,
I feel
right.
like everybody's dirty in this situation. I feel like everybody has a hand. They go to jail.
Yeah,
when it comes to R. Kelly shit.
No doubt, no doubt. Because it like what really threw me off because was the fact of, you know, Lady Gaga did a whole song and collab with this man not that many years ago. Now she's coming out and saying that she's also been touched. Me too. And R. Kelly made me feel uncomfortable. And I'm sorry I'm not speaking about it until now. But I'm just like, what? Like what did he do to you? And then she's like, the music video thing, you know, it wasn't my idea to go so far and explicit. But then she comes around and says that, oh, the video was my idea because, you know, at the time I felt so low about my situation that I just wanted to expose my body. And R. Kelly was the perfect catalyst. I'm like, that's not like a setup, bro.
I'm gonna be like, bro, we will argue.
You know what I'm saying? Like that sounds like a setup. Like, how can you say that at your lowest point?
Say something about
something like that, and you want to make a video to basically fight that and expose that and show yourself. You get R. Kelly. You already know what the man been through. You already know that was gonna look bad.
And you can toss the stuff on the bed back on the dresser.
I mean, nah, yeah, I agree. Like
that's weird, bro.
He said and the shit that was circulating around him, that was bold.
Yeah, that was bold. That's weird.
It just started like probably 30 minutes ago too.
Like you already know what this man been through. You get him to perform that kind of music with you, which just makes him look bad. It makes him look worse when allegations like this come around, and now you say that you felt uncomfortable, that he wasn't too right in the mind, and you know, now you're just coming out and saying it. But like, if that really was the case, what stopped you before back in 2012, 2013 when that song was released?
Yeah.
Like, you're Lady Gaga.
It's not like you was like, girl, out of where the fuck you from. You was Lady Gaga, the hottest.
Yeah. I'm like, what? Like, what? Yeah, like in her case specifically, I have to ask, what took you so long? Like, legitimately, what took you so long to say something if you felt that way?
Because no one was talking about it until now.
No.
And she had to say something. Her ass got put on the spot.
Yeah.
Her fans came up to her and said, hey, you know, you remember when you did this song, you know, like what the fuck? And he was like, oh, y'all ain't say shit when the song was released, but now we talking about them. Now y'all want to, nah. So I'm going to release my little statement. I'm going to pull my song off of Spotify and iTunes and all that shit. And then, you know, I'm going to leave my name out of this motherfucking conversation.
Yeah, but it's just like, man, in order for her to get out the situation, she threw him further in the fire.
Yeah.
And that's messed up. She could have just said nothing because you've been saying nothing for years. You know,
I don't know, because I feel like people can't separate the person from the artist, because we've been doing it forever. We've done it with Elvis. We've done it with all these other pedophilic ass music singers. We've done it with Ike Turner. You feel what I'm saying? People still bumping Ike Turner. Like, people did it with James Brown, and he was a whole fucking domestic abuser. Like, you can separate the artist from the person if you really, really, really wanted to. So I don't know why people play dumb in the case of R. Kelly.
With the movie, how many like shit I've heard about like Richard Pryor, what he done to Pam Grier shit. Well, Richard Pryor's a fucked up dude. It's like he's still one of the funniest comedians. It's like, yeah, because you have done it all the fucking time. Like, don't get me wrong, Biggie is one of my Biggie's fans. I go, yeah, it's Biggie.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Biggie kind of talked about his shit too. It's like he's lived up you kind of expect him to do kind of fucked up shit.
Yeah,
He's like, just because they get money and like the fucked up shit that they used to do stops. Sometimes they carry that mannerism with them.
Bro.
And all that. But as soon as you find out about it, don't be surprised. It's like some of the dark shit that some of your favorite celebrities have done before.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
you know,
that's why biopics are so great. And Charles, like you get to see like the cocaine and the drugs and the shit that fame and all that other shit. It I did this fucked up shit. What's Love got to do with it is probably one of the greatest biopics. Lawrence Fishburne made Ike Turner look like the scum of the earth.
Like Lawrence Fishburne played Ike Turner so accurately, it almost ruined his career as an actor.
bro, they was looking at Ike Turner like, oh shit, like we're gonna cancel Ike Turner because this one, and everyone's like, and then the family was like, no, wait a minute. He's not this monster that's just portrayed in the movie. You know what I'm saying? They over exaggerated the abuse part. So we're not just gonna sit there and let y'all, slander this man. He had his own demons, he had his own shit that he had to go through. And at the time, because you gotta look at it in context. At the time, he wasn't getting checked for it, so he kept doing it. Ain't no one told him he stop abusing your wife. If you watch that movie, ain't no one was recommending him. Ain't no one sent him to no rehab. Ain't no one sat him down and said this shit is wrong. Society took a blind eye because at the time, not saying that it was acceptable, but they just rather look the other way because it's not their business. Right. So you can't really cast stones on somebody that nobody told him this was wrong. And I feel like that's kind of the same way with R. Kelly. R. Kelly got away with the same shit he was doing for 20 years because ain't no one sat him down and said the shit you're doing is wrong. Or society didn't say, hey, bro, all this, you got a lot of heat on you, so we're gonna pull all your shit until this heat get off of you. That whole time he was doing shit, his motherfucker was the #1 like R&B recording artist. He was like regarded the king of R&B. He was in magazines.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like R. Kelly had sexual predator charges against him in like what was that 2005, 2004 ish or something. Yeah. It was a great year for R. Kelly, I think.
Yeah.
And, after the accusal,
now that saving other people's careers too.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. Like after all that accusal and then getting like kicked off the tour with Jay-Z and stuff and all that, this man came out with Chocolate Factory, an album that went platinum 3 times in 1 week. That's his best body of work. I'm sorry, like, and I'm not saying I'm bumping it, but all the old heads, them niggas will never. You hear R. Kelly Chocolate Factory at every cookout you go to. Every family reunion you go to, you're going to hear one of those songs. It got some of the greatest hits of all time. Step in the Name of Love. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times we going to hear that? Ignition remix. Like, I mean, come on now. No one cares about the original remix. Everyone cares about part 2, the remix. Like, and you know what I'm saying? If you know about R. Kelly, then you know he put his heart into the remix because the remix came out before the original song. That's how he knew it was fire.
Yeah.
You know your shit fire when you make the remix before you make the original song. You know you fire. And I'm not saying the man is a great person. I'm not saying, like I'm not saying he's a great person. I'm not saying that he's some kind of saint. But the man's work, his body of work, and who he's helped produce and who he's come out with and what he's done to the music industry, especially for R&B. You can't take that away from him. Now,
you can never take that away from him.
You can't take that away from him. Now, you can throw him in jail for the child support. If you don't support your kids.
They're trying to. They really are.
Yeah, but you can't take away.
So, what did y'all think about the interview that he had?
I ain't watched it.
I thought it was the best interview I've ever seen in my life. I watched it about 6 times, and I've laughed profusely every time. I think it's a great. I think it's a great body of work that should really be considered to be reenacted by like, some great comedians. I personally think it's up there with Tyrese about the child support. Like, it's fire. It's fire. And when I go to work in the morning and I get my water and stuff, I like to watch my Tyrese in the morning, get a good laugh at him. about his struggles and stuff. It makes me laugh. And now R. Kelly's up there, and it's just so good. It makes me laugh. I love it so much. I think that interview is one of the greatest things that we have recorded in our history of putting people on platforms for music. It's meme worthy. I mean, the interview is so diverse. It's for all ages. You know, it's meme worthy. It's catchy. It's gift worthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can play this and you can have a bad day, listen to, the R. Kelly interview, and you get a good one.
Shut up, Mike.
And you make your coffee and you move on.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. That interview is why I feel like he gets so much shit.
Yeah.
When it comes to like that topic in general, you can tell that like he's been dealing with this for like 20 years. So he's like super extra sense. It's like touching a 20-year-old wound that never healed.
Yeah, like they just
what I'm saying? So
keep the scab off.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that shit's gonna hurt tenderly every motherfucking time you bring it up. So I don't blame him for his reaction to the questions and shit. I don't blame his outburst too, to talk about he gave us 30 years, in which he did. You know what I'm saying? He's right when it comes to that, because we like society in itself turned a blind eye to his shit because the music was fire. You know what I'm saying? And he's right. That nigga was right. You cannot take that away from him in that point in time. He was that nigga. And you know what? It was the black community that made him that nigga. So
yeah, it was. And
like I'm saying, if I'm going down, all of you motherfuckers is going down with me.
Yeah, and then it's like you can't help but wonder, okay, what's going on? So one minute he supposedly have this women, and a harem, and he's doing this and this and that. And it's like, did this interview, he also kind of snitched on himself. He's also one of them niggas that like snitch on himself by explaining. Because it all started in the first line he said, and I'm a quote, when he was like, I'm tired of all the rumors. Especially when they say I have a harem or a cult. I'm not sure what that even is. I know I don't have one. That right there just said, you know what that is. And it's a high possibility you do have one, because you're using one word to describe the other to get yourself out of the spotlight because you've been caught. That's like me saying, that's like somebody saying, oh, Mark, like you hella been stealing games off PlayStation, and like you got all these games and you stole them from the Sony library. Like, how did you do that? You sick of the rumors? And I go, oh yeah, I'm tired of the rumors. Some people saying I have a PlayStation or a gaming console to steal these games. I don't even know what a gaming console is or a PlayStation. I'm sure I don't have one. Like you can't say that. You already done put yourself in hot water. So, and it's like, but I do agree, he had every right to outburst at the camera. I want to make it very clear, you feminist bitches, he did not yell at Gail. He was not talking to Gail. He was talking to the cameras. He was talking to the cameras. He made that very clear. He gave Gail absolute respect. Bro, have you not heard about the feminist clapback at this interview?
Nah.
No.
Bruh, the feminists are trying, mind you, it's not many of them, but it's like the old head feminists, like this one bald head chick from Boston. She's like a reporter. I ain't gonna give you her name because I don't remember. I'm just call her bald head because she ain't got no hair. So her bald head, Boston big bean head ass, and yes, I said that because she is from Boston. So her head ass decided that she was going to tweet that R. Kelly reacted that way because he doesn't know how to react in the presence of a woman in power. That's why he raged out like that, because Gail held her composure and put him in his place like the little boy he is. First of all, you bald-headed. So what do you even know about the whole situation? Because R. Kelly's hairline is so crisp at 52, you don't even know what you're talking about. So you need to be quiet. That's number one. Number two, he wasn't talking to Gail. He was talking to the cameras. The cameras, when he's speaking to the cameras, he's speaking to the world. He's speaking to you know, the social media, the women who supposedly align on him. He's talking to them. He's talking to the world. He ain't talking to Gail. Gail did nothing to make him upset. That's why she was calm, because she knew he wasn't talking to her.
Gail was just there.
Yeah, like she knew he wasn't talking to her. And come on now.
Oh man, I'm telling you,
I was like, Gail. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm done. I was just saying they were getting bold.
Yeah.
Oh, I would say this. I was like, I think that a couple more times. It's like you said, he was talking to the camera because his
Yeah.
Gail most of the time he was focused on the camera.
Yeah.
And then I talking to this camera, and then he was like, "That is stupid." After a while, because I was like, Gail didn't ask him a question. Because everybody was like, "Gail, you look brave." She was like, "I didn't do nothing."
Yeah, Gail, like, Gail was just like, he wasn't talking to me. Like he was talking.
Yeah, even Gail was like, "What?" He was talking to me. I just sat there.
Yeah, and
like she did.
And everyone's giving Gail
no question that he probably.
Because everyone's giving Gail this this undeserved, uncredited Rosa Parks treatment. Like, she didn't get up, she didn't bat an eye. She sat right there and let that man expose himself for what he is. And knowing he was gonna hit her, she showed no fear. Like,
what? Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, like people making stuff up. People making stuff up. And the words of R. Kelly, y'all quit playing. Y'all quit playing.
Even when like Gail said something, like R. Kelly was like a shooken bottle. But he's going to explode.
Yeah.
He's already nervous.
Yeah. Because if you notice that as many times as R. Kelly has been like convicted or done something, he hasn't gone on public record to interview about the situations too many times. You see him here and there responding to the accusations and what people say. You don't see him too often saying anything. And he was just tired. Now, mind you, this isn't about us saying free R. Kelly. This is us saying what's really going on. We're not saying that what R. Kelly is doing is appropriate. We're just trying to figure out in this entire situation, who's the one that really deserves to get the most blame, or who's the one that's really allowing this to go on? Because even now R. Kelly's back in jail, and R. Kelly is the only nigga I know that does a 9 to 5 in prison. He go there 1 minute and then he leave, and he come right back in tomorrow. Like, this nigga be signing timesheets. Like, bro, just stay in there at this point, because they got you, bro. They got you. Like, you know what I'm saying? They gonna get you on something. Like, they got one of the greatest drug dealers of all time. They got Al Capone on taxes.
Yeah, that's real.
They didn't get that nigga on nothing. How many people he killed, how many drugs he sold, the conspiracy, the mob boss. They didn't get Al Capone on none of that. They got this nigga on taxes. R. Kelly, once they got their eye on you, bro, that's it. That's it. Like, you're a target now.
Yeah, you finna be another OJ. OJ went in jail for stealing his own stuff.
But, yeah. And it's like, and you know what, Wallace, I'm glad you brought that up, because he definitely did an OJ move where OJ wrote a book saying, "If I did do it." And I'm like,
oh, you dumb motherfucker.
OJ, what are you doing, bro? And then R. Kelly coming out with the song, "I Did It." I'm like, what's going on? And then R. Kelly,
I admit, I did it. But
yeah, I admit. But come on, Robert. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing?
I think he was probably thinking, why don't I just give the people what they want? I'm already guilty no matter what I say. So I'm just gonna make a song saying I'm guilty.
I understand that, my nigga, but you don't do that. That's how you go to jail, my nigga. You don't,
Look, people do stupid shit.
bruh. Like this ain't something small where it's like your girl keep accusing you of cheating, and then you go out and cheat just to prove a point. She probably gonna break up with you, and that's it. Nigga, you're playing with jail. You playing with jail, my nigga. Why would you release a song called I Admit?
A 20-minute song.
20
Yeah.
minutes?
20 minutes.
My nigga, you confessed everything under a whole episode of Seinfeld. Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Bro, I don't think he's in his right mind anymore. I think it's taking a toll on him. I think R. Kelly, he's getting senile.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? One of my friends said earlier he needs some type of compassion. Not saying that he doesn't need to serve his time, but for the things he went to, like, that his sister molested and raped him growing up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which he never got treatment for, by the way. He never got help for that.
No, bro. The only treatment he got for that was his music, and that still ain't helping.
Nah, some people really need help. I remember meeting a girl when I was in the Navy. I mean, when I was in the Marine Corps, she was in the Navy. And the girl was really disturbed, but I didn't know what to do. I should have called NCIS or something, but the girl needed help. She said her first time was when she was 10. And it was with a 23-year-old. That was her cousin. And in my mind, like, that's not your first time. You were taking advantage. There's rape, there's mistake, a lot of things. And it's just like, you need help. Like, that's not normal.
Mm-hmm.
And there was other stuff she was spewing. And I was just like, I didn't know how to deal with it as a young 24-year-old. Now, I would have definitely called NCIS or something. I think another reason why I didn't do it is because she was in like California and I was in Arizona, so that was another problem.
Right. Now, see, if you was R. Kelly, you would have found a way to get her down to Atlanta.
What?
That's funny.
Okay, so can we?
Huh?
I said, can we talk about Michael now?
Oh
Yeah.
God! Oh God!
Yeah. What's it called? Leaving Neverland. Yeah. So these motherfuckers. First of all, I'm not even gonna say the dude's name because he's that irrelevant. This motherfucker, after years of defending Michael Jackson, decides because he didn't get a fucking choreography role in like some really big ass Vegas show tribute for Michael Jackson or whatever. His dumbass decides, you know what? He did rape me. I'm gonna tell everybody, along with another person.
You know what?
Like the thing that bothers me the most is that in the documentary in itself, he's very graphic. He's detailing everything. And first of all, I'm not believing nothing he said because he's already been proven a liar. He's already been proven that he's doing this for clout. As a matter of fact, his ex-girlfriend, Brandy Jackson, you know what I'm saying? Who he dated for like 7 years, got introduced by Michael and everything. She even said it's a bunch of bullshit because Michael would never do that. And second of all, I was there when he was saying that Michael was innocent. So this whole thing is just like I don't know what it is. I feel like it's a targeted hit. You feel what I'm saying? Like they really trying to get Michael and the famous character. So it's that much more easier to make the Jackson dynasty and the Jackson estate lose money because there's already countries and radio stations in other countries talking about they're pulling his music from being played. So that's already messing with the money. And plus the man's dead. He ain't got
And I also want to specify that one of these countries are New Zealand. We don't care about y'all, okay? New Zealand's only good for doing extreme sports and it sucks living in New Zealand. That's why everyone who gets famous leaves there because they can't listen to shit anyway. So cutting Michael Jackson off in New Zealand, I mean, that's like putting another bus in Anacostia. The air already fucked up here anyway. So what's that gonna do? So New Zealand, you're not winning. I just want you to know that. Y'all some trash. Go chase an alligator or a croc and leave my man alone. Fucking Kiwis.
So, yeah, yo, as I was saying, like, I like it just screams targeted hit to me. And then of all people, you got Oprah's coon ass trying to fucking co-sign the dude who, you know, was coming out with this story. And we actually did a little bit more digging, and we found out that Oprah's circle is full of a whole bunch of alleged child molesters that are in a pedophile ring. And the reason why I say that is because they have had what's it called? They've had prior convictions, or like they've been in court for what's it called? Allegations of like sexual assault and shit like that, and child molestation and all that other shit. So all of this is documented, and these are some of the most powerful people in Hollywood. Like these aren't just some small time. Like these motherfuckers will run your fucking career to the ground if you say one thing that's bad about them. So think about the position Oprah's in, and you know, like all the shit that she's been done. It makes me feel like she was allowed to get that big by certain people because she kept her mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? And she got in bed, not like literally, but she got in bed figuratively with these figureheads that are like in some like pedophilic cults allegedly. And because they pretty much run Hollywood, she's just, you know, playing the field and basically doing whatever they're asking her to do. So
she's definitely the Floyd Mayweather of her circle.
Yeah. And it's like, bruh, like Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson invited you to his house. You feeling what I'm saying? Like he told you very personal shit. You know what I'm saying? Like shit that he never told anyone but you as Oprah, as a black woman. You feeling what I'm saying? So to do that while the man's dead 10 years, like you got to be canceled. And they was dragging Oprah all over the place. Black Twitter was dragging Oprah all over the motherfucking place because what she did was really fucked up. And I won't even be surprised that the Jackson family released a statement because of it. Like the whole Jackson family like released a statement because not only is it defamation, but it's slander. It's like actual slander, and it's not true. The receipts have been out for over like damn near 15 years that Michael Jackson ain't touching no kids. Like, bruh, what are we still doing here? Why is this still being discussed? The man's gone and the man's innocent. We've proven this many, many, many times. We've been proving this since the early 90s.
Right. And like what really, really pisses me off is the fact that you got people out here throwing that word pedophile around at Michael like this is new news. You know what I'm saying? Like they acting like it was just discovered last night that Michael, quote unquote, did this. The man, unfortunately, is no longer with us. Okay, like, and it was already proven years ago, and they still are not showing the fact that these families have come forward and admitted they lied on him. Why y'all not showing that? Why y'all not showing the fact that these families was like, yeah, we wanted money, and Michael opened up his home and we decided to exploit. Like, why don't y'all show that? And the nigga who helped produce this, he's one of the people who came forward and admitted that his people was with that as well. So what are you doing? Why you even produce this? What are you doing? Like, why are you promoting this garbage right now? Why are you promoting this garbage? Michael's, say what you will about him, but his legacy will never die. Okay? Like, y'all can't tear down the man's reputation. To this day, he still was the greatest performer that ever lived. To this day. And he's been gone for a decade. And we ain't had nobody replace him yet. So my question is, what are y'all gaining out of this? What do y'all want? Y'all want money? And don't say you want healing and closure.
I don't think it's a money thing. I think it's because Michael, Michael held power, and Michael owed 51% of Sony, and most people, even though he was like a vitiligo and bleaching his skin, most people know Michael was very pro-black as fuck.
Yeah, he was. He was.
Inside, they don't tell y'all. Michael is actually pro-black as fuck,
Yeah,
and
he
he's
is.
didn't like Michael. He said it plenty of times. They're trying to kill me for my catalog. And he had his catalog. He had half of Sony's. He had most of analog. Like if they make money, he make money. So
Yeah.
it was never money. A half of $500 million in debt. He was always good because he don't have the Sony. Sold
Yeah.
that for like 750. He's like people was like, especially me. I was mad with wealth. So the money thing, they already got that, but I think they're trying to see as who he was.
Yeah.
Because like there's not like Michael is loved worldwide.
Right. All around the
Like
world. Yeah, all around the world.
Michael Jackson and Mark, the only two people I know that I love worldwide. A fictional character and a real guy.
And it's just like that like that's what disappoints me, man, is how desperate the Jackson family is because they allowed Sony to get that half back. I'm like, you stupid motherfucker. You dumb ass idiots. Y'all let Sony take it back
for that little.
for that little. Do you know how much money they offered Michael to as a settlement when he was alive for him to let go of Sony? He turned them down every time because he made all of that plus more.
Yeah.
Having them motherfuckers work for him.
Right. And even if they wanted a settlement, like of course Michael's not gonna sell because in 5 years that money is whoo.
Yeah, and look what Michael used to buy. Come on now, that money ain't good for the next 6 months maximum. Michael will buy his house. Michael will buy his house from himself and put diamonds in it just because he's bored.
Yeah.
He's bored. The money that Sony was trying to offer him to settle was not good enough. And it was never gonna be good enough. And you idiots. And I can't believe Janet is doing nothing. You didn't stop them from letting them take the Sony back?
You out of our hands.
But no. Michael's not dumb. Michael left some stuff for Janet, for her word, over theirs. If anything, she got more. If anything, the two people in his family that got the most say so is his mother and Janet. They're the only two that got the most say so because we all know he didn't fuck with Jermaine. So Jermaine has no say so. Tito was a pawn. he ain't got nothing to say. Jackie, I mean, he's doing his own thing. He ain't got nothing to say. It was, and even though Joe,
Because he could trust Tito.
yeah, and even though Joe always had a comment, he never had like a direct say so of what happened to Michael's transactions and what business marketing moves he should be making. Michael discussed that with his team, his mother, and Janet. They were the only people he spoke to. So I know that his mother and Janet got some pull. But I'm like, y'all let them take that back? So now y'all really don't have nothing now. I really ain't got nothing. Because now Sony owns 100% of themselves. And the worst, and y'all gave Sony back to them at the worst time. You know how much money Into the Spider-Verse made? Y'all could have had some of that. You fools. You dumb fools. You dummy. I hate you.
You want to know what's even worse about it all? Michael is like Michael, like aside from Janet and them, is like the youngest. So the fact that he had that type of sense, and they all literally grew up in the same industry. So I don't know how they could just let that shit go like that easily, knowing the business.
Y'all all should have the same business mentality. Y'all know how business works. Y'all know how Motown tried to screw y'all.
You said everybody should, but everybody in music or any type of industry, business people, that's not made for everybody.
And I
get what you're saying that you should have some knowledge, but it's not made for everybody. Some people are not going to look at it. They worry about other things on the other side.
It's not, and I agree with that. But I'm just saying, like with the Jacksons, though, I'm not saying they read every paper that was put in their face, but media should have shown them that business is dirty. Like the Jacksons specifically, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to read, you know what I'm saying, about the Jacksons to know what these companies try to do to the Jacksons. It's just common knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And if we know, us as here sitting in a podcast with, you know what I'm saying, us just sitting up in here, they should have a sense. I'm not saying like a like a businessman sense, but they should use your common sense. Like they should know that someone's always trying to screw them over to get a big piece of the pot. Because that's what happened when they were the Jackson 5. That's what happened when they tried to separate Michael from the Jacksons and make him go solo earlier than he actually went to. Because they've been trying to make Michael go solo and do his own thing. How the industry tried to turn Michael against Jermaine, or Jermaine against Michael, however you want to do it. They tried that. So then as a family, they've always been in the spotlight. They've always had business people bite on them and leech off them and want something because they were one of the most famous, richest families in music. So they should have some knowledge, like a wee bit, that Sony trying to take their stuff back. This don't look too here good. If Michael keeps saying no, then we should say no. That should just be the answer right there. Somebody should just say, yo, Michael kept saying no. We're still getting these checks from Sony. They making all this incredible stuff. No, we need to keep our 51%. But no.
That makes absolutely no sense to me. Even just thinking about all the shit that they done, especially after all the shit they done been through, it makes no sense.
That's what I'm saying. Like I understand, like, for example, somebody like Lil Yachty, who doesn't have any business experience in the music industry, like, and he's getting used and pulled every which way to the point where you ain't even hearing about Lil Yachty like that no more. They squeezing him dry, which we knew what would happen, but he admitted he just wanted money to take care of his mom, and he did. So he don't care what happened to him. He just know that he's good, and everyone gets their share, and everyone's quiet. So I don't expect someone.
I think Yachty got that 360 deal. If you ask me.
Yeah, right. And I hope he did so he can get some money. But it's just like, you know, an artist like that, I don't expect to know about the business of it. Not just because he may seem like he may have Down syndrome, but it's also the fact of that Lil Yachty has never been put in that predicament where someone tried to like really rob him of his namesake and his money through paperwork, which they tried to do to the Jacksons.
Well, they tried to do that to every artist. Remember Michael Jackson and the King of Purple, Prince.
Yeah,
and Prince and Michael were big advocates of owning your own masters and whatever the other term is. And I think one of the first artists to never sell his masters because it didn't sound right to him, or the idea of a song, was Chance.
Yeah, Chance never sold anything. That's why he got all his money.
Mm-hmm. I think Chance is the first independent artist to make millions of dollars.
Yeah, he is. He's also the youngest too, because he's like 20, 25.
Yeah, because he was like, I think little clip I saw, he's like, that shit don't make sense.
Yeah.
At all. I'm not. You know, you don't got to be a businessman. Sometimes it makes sense. People are so quick to sign to get that paycheck.
Yeah.
That they screw themselves.
Exactly. And I'm not saying that like, because you're absolutely right that artists get exploited every day. I'm just saying that no one hit Lil Yachty that hard towards in the public eye. It may be in the contracts, paperwork, whatever have you, but it wasn't a public spectacle like it was with the Jacksons, to where they didn't have to read the paper to somebody to screw them over. They just knew it was public knowledge. Everybody knew. No, that's all I'm saying. I'm like, it's the fact of like, if the public knows that people are trying to screw the Jacksons over through paperwork, why don't they know? So why would they give Sony back to Sony?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's what really killed me, you know. Just like, oh my god, like y'all that desperate for some fun. Y'all that desperate for some.
What was I about to say? That's the most weird, because like when this case first happened, everybody was like, I know you had your wacko, jacko, wacko, and all that other stuff. People was like, I think you Michael, and like, I don't know, he may have done it, and then like it's like, but she's been acquitted for 10 years. Everything about the case. So why are people flipping? Y'all getting your stuff pulled when you know he's in it. So it's like, do y'all really a trend of cancel culture, or do y'all like, are y'all really concerned like y'all say you are?
Yeah, exactly.
And some people are not. There's a lot of people not.
We don't know, bro. We don't know because it's all word of mouth. We don't know what people think. We don't know.
No, I mean, people are fake mad every day because give it 2 weeks, they be talking about something else.
Oh yeah. You know, let another black kid get shot, and this whole R. Kelly business will go out the window for a while. He may even get back out of jail.
Yeah, I'm hollering. I'm on the floor. I'm laughing.
From what I saw in a little interview, it all has to be paid off for him to get out for the child support thing.
Yeah, and I can tell you right now, the 47-year-old woman who gave him $100,000, I guarantee you she ain't giving him no more money. But that does not mean that other women are not putting in their money trying to get him out of there.
Yeah, I mean,
I understand like you want to mute R. Kelly and all that other stuff, but even kids. So what y'all gonna do about that? I don't think the thing should be the answer. I feel like giving the wealth, that should be at least the answer. Because how are they going to?
Right. And just because you're listening to R. Kelly, does not mean you promote pedophilia or anything like that. Come on, man. It's just music, dog. Just let him stay in the jail, so let him serve his time. You know what I'm saying? And we all know how R. Kelly is, man. Just let him go to jail. Stop trying to free that man. Stop trying to, you know what I'm saying?
Xavier, what you out of here?
You said what?
He said when you slide up in here.
Up in here, Xavier.
Yeah, like, just let that nigga stay in the jail, man. At this point, I'm tired of seeing that nigga come in. Let him stay in there, bro. Let him catch up on some sleep or something.
Gotta catch up on that man on his booty hole.
Nah, he gonna be in solitary confinement.
I know he gonna be in protected custody
because
celebrities, ex-cops,
protected custody.
Yeah, he ain't seen nobody because based on him having sex with them little girls and all the other stuff he accused for, He'll definitely die in jail. He'll definitely die. Because people don't play that in jail. They'll kill you.
Quite literally kill you.
Yeah. So if he's not all the way from that, he won't live long enough to make a chocolate factory too.
Bro, who's even gonna how would he even do that though? Like make a chocolate factory too.
I
All
don't know.
the shit he done been through.
Bro, I don't know. Because he made a song, I admit,
It
and
was
I
already
thought he would do that.
Like that album is not doing no numbers. Like all the old head women are going to buy it, but
Bro, I don't know. R. Kelly Spotify and iTunes ratings in the past 2 weeks have risen 22%.
that is true.
Wait, is he still on Spotify? I thought they took him off.
Nah, he's still there.
But they want to take Michael Jackson off radio.
Exactly.
Michael. You need to leave Michael alone.
Like I said, New Zealand sucks anyway, so y'all don't have to play Michael in New Zealand. Y'all ain't got no music over there any damn way. What y'all listening to? The birds chirp? What y'all listening to? Y'all listening to them damn alligators, man. That's all y'all doing. Y'all ain't got nothing. I don't want to hear New Zealand say nothing because nobody over there like y'all. Australia don't even like y'all. Great Britain don't like y'all. Y'all niggas just by yourselves. So you can go ahead and cut off Michael. We don't need you. We don't need you. We don't need y'all.
He said we.
exactly.
Fandom.
Yeah, have a fandom for Michael. We don't need that kind of negativity. we don't need it. We don't need that.
Xavier, would you like to give your sense of what's been happening?
Sure.
Uh-oh.
I'm tired of these pedophile coming out the closet men on Facebook and Twitter.
Sometimes they can be trapped in the closet. Ooh.
I'm tired of these rapists coming forward on Facebook and Twitter because I don't understand. If you're guilty, you're guilty. Okay? 2 wrongs don't make it right. So what if they're black? Send his ass to jail. Okay? No one gives a fuck that Elvis did it too. Right now, we focusing on motherfucking R. Kelly, okay? Send his motherfucking pedophile ass to jail or fuck him up. Now, yes, we should talk about all characters, but I'm tired of the dudes being like, yo, all y'all kind of bring down the black man. Y'all trying to ruin our history, blah, blah, blah. Y'all need to, stop. And y'all just following like goats and sheeps. I'm like, okay, it's following like sheeps. I don't know where you're getting this goat from. And I mean, it's like, I understand what they're saying, but don't make it seem like, okay, well, if they didn't get Elvis, why are they getting R. Kelly?
Elvis dead.
Elvis
And it's like,
come pick him up.
Yes, get both. But right now they're getting R. Kelly. Elvis, for one, died in the 60s, sweetie. He died in the 60s. I'm pretty sure people will come forward even more now because Elvis is dead. Trust me, or unless some girls are
Bring
dead.
up Elvis arguments.
Because I'm like, y'all have to remember these girls, they were like 14 in the 60s, so right now they're in their 60s actually. So, or they're almost, they're in their 60s. So, hopefully, God willing, a lot of them are still alive. I said, and then they can have a docu-series about it. I said, but the thing is, though, I don't understand why people think as soon as you talk about a black person doing what these white men do, you're tearing down the black community. I'm like, well, why can't we talk about it? Why can't we bring it to light? And this is the black community. They always want to sweep shit underneath the fucking rug. No, stop sweeping stuff underneath the rug. And this stuff happens in a lot of black families, and then as soon as you come forward, you're not believed. You're being fast because you're walking around with with boy shorts, okay, and a tank top. But you should be comfortable. That's your uncle that's seen you since you were a baby. You're not walking around trying to get his dick hard.
Yeah.
And then what's really throwing me off is Andrea Kelly, like you coming up here saying all this stuff, but you still got this man's last name. You still carrying his last name, and you're coming, and now you're saying all these stories. You know what I'm saying? And like I understand she's saying she's doing it for her kids. Her kids sort of come out and be strong and
That don't mean nothing.
this
You
and
can
that.
have a different last name and still
Yeah,
pick up your
exactly,
kids at the
exactly.
damn school.
Exactly, because if he
Don't
did
they
you
fucking
that
live with you?
dirty, if he tied you up and left you there, and you prayed to God for an answer, or so you say so, to get out of the ropes, and luckily he fell asleep or some kind of way, why would you want any correlation to him to bring memories back? Why you still got his last name? Because you know what that name brings. And even if that's not what she's thinking about at the forefront of her mind, it's in her conscience. I guarantee you. She know what the last name Kelly brings. She's not gonna drop that last name for nobody. She's not gonna drop it. But she's so called done with him. We'll see. Because at the end of the day, you still got that last name. And then they got that video of her defending how much of a great father he is. But don't he owe y'all 160,000 in child support? So what great father are you talking about? She must not be talking about her kids. It must be some other set of kids. I don't know. But talking about he's always there for his kids. He's trying to make things work. You know, he's a great music pioneer. I'll never take that away from him. I love that about him and this and that. So, Andrea, are you on the side of the victims or are you on the side of R. Kelly? Like, you need to choose a side because you're already out in the public. So you need to pick a side, stick with it. Don't be jumping ship when people from different groups ask you a question. Don't do that.
But it's like I said earlier, I feel like the reason why they have that reaction when it comes to like black celebrities and the media and like that whole mentality is because a lot of the people that are a lot of black celebrities don't make it out clean. Like a lot of them either die of fucked up shit, they gain their masters taken away, their contracts is foo-foo, they doing some degenerate shit. Like there's very few black celebrities that we can look to that got off clean or that like had a clean career. So I feel like even
That's a lot of people, I think.
huh?
I think it's a lot of people that it happens to. But the thing is though, a lot of black people don't look into other race um careers because it's so many people that don't even know who the hell Kylie Minogue is that are black. And she's white, she's from Australia, but she's huge. And
Out
people
about
don't,
it. Go it.
I was about to say I
and
don't know
people
who she
don't
is.
know her
My bad.
and they don't know her struggles. And so they always say, nah, it's, black people always had to deal with this. And then when they get into these contracts, I'm like, oh, trust me, white people go through it too. I said, don't get it twisted. I said, but it's only when you see these white celebs when they're further in their career, they're much older, they start getting their stuff back. I said, it didn't just happen overnight. I
Mm-hmm.
said, like a person like a Robert Downey Jr. How long he's been a fucking actor?
Right.
A lot of black men, black women in the community are now knowing who he is because of that movie he did where he was basically a blackface and
Right.
from
Expendables, I think it's called.
and being Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a
Who are
lot of
they
these kind of
expendables?
celebs they don't know, so they don't hear about the news and they don't follow it because if your people, your group, your posse, the people you are always around, if y'all are not following certain things, y'all probably won't hear about it. Because
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed a lot of black people do that.
Yeah, we a lot of black people only focus on what's going on wrong with the black guy. They don't want to
And
know
it
about.
is a certain white person. It's from them being in like a certain type of movie that they've watched. Like Mr. Know-It-All at my job, try to tell me about Mariah Carey.
Uh-oh.
It is not going to make any money from her doing a residency in Las Vegas because no one's buying her tickets.
What?
I said, you've bumped your head outside or something. I said, do you know who you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I said, Mariah Carey will sell them tickets out instantly.
Stanley.
Instantly.
Yep.
I said, you know how many people buy her shit?
Yep.
She still makes like
a residency. You don't get a residency if you're not gonna sell tickets.
Of course not.
Hello.
And Mariah Carey is one of the only people who say the dumbest shit, and people still go see her. They just take what she say, sweep it under the rug, and they go right to them concerts because everybody's still singing her damn songs. So she's going to sell them tickets.
Right.
I'm like, you. I said you and your friends don't fucking listen to her. I said, but trust me, a lot of people love them.
I mean, Lauryn Hill still sells out. She only had one album and she don't show up to her concerts.
Her fucking concerts, and people still go looking dumb. You will not catch me. Once you got me sitting there for 2 hours, I'm done.
Yeah,
2 hours. You ain't starting the first 30 minutes. I'm done.
Okay, look.
You late.
That was me at Beyonce, Jay-Z's On the Run tour. They were late. I said, bitch. I don't give a fuck who you are. I
ain't coming again.
Yo, that has to be irritating. Like, you paid all this money to come see a celebrity that you really like and enjoy the concert, and they late, and you just like, nigga, this ain't no meeting that you can just call out from and do this shit tomorrow. This is people's money. This is a live performance. Like, I'm out here waiting, looking dumb. You mad as hell.
And also the Beatles never owned their masters, even back when they came out. It's a lot of people who get into these deals and they get fucked. I said, so stop making it a black-white thing. Everyone gets fucked.
Yeah, it's not that, black versus white. It's business.
It's just that black people do get fucked a little bit worse. But my thing is, that's why you're supposed to have a good lawyer that you hire, not the company.
Yeah.
And y'all go through that contract. You highlight and circle everything that you find a little questionable. And see, you have a discussion about it.
And that's the problem, is the fact that, like, the black people who are getting famous, you know what I'm saying, to be honest, they just giving niggas money. So they're controlling them. You know, niggas ain't about to sit there and read that contract and highlight and circle, because they're not doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying? They see
okay, because you're not owning no damn 40% of my shit. No, fuck not. You're only 15.
Yeah.
They're also desperate for money.
Yeah, that's what they
like NWA, niggas with attitude. Except for Q. Q was like, you owe me my money. I'm not signing shit. That's my money. But he still went on to another company and not on his masters. So he ain't quite out the ballpark of problems.
And you see, and that's the only problem about being your own act, doing it on your own, is that you don't have an engine behind you helping produce and helping push all your stuff out.
Right.
That's the only bad thing, because you can be an amazing artist, but if you don't have that machine backing you up, it's really hard to get up that damn hill. Because
I mean,
what's his name? Not Childish Gambino, the one from Chicago, Chance the Rapper. If he was signed to a label, I guarantee you, you would hear his music more, and you would hear about him more. Not that he doesn't have his stuff out there, but if he had a machine behind him, you would hear him more.
It's
also behind him.
Comedy people as well. Like Michael Blackson was like, you know, he had to take a tip from Dave Chappelle to make money these days on comedy, because comedy is not doing good. Like, we got people up in there that's making folks laugh and everything, but the industry is fucking them too. So, like, you know, Dave Chappelle's now giving niggas the idea, because y'all know the stand-up show he got on Netflix. That's up there.
Who, Dave?
Huh?
Who, Dave?
Yeah, Dave. It's his most recent one that he.
He has 4, but yeah, I got you. It's collection.
It's not old. It's like no more than maybe like a year old or two. But it's fairly new. And
is that the one we like can't rate feet?
I think so. And you can tell he looked older. He got kind of big. Because, you know, Dave Chappelle used to be crackhead skinny. And
look, this Continue about what you're trying to say.
Okay, yeah. So he pretty much filmed the show himself. Like he, you know what I'm saying, he paid for the venue. He got folks to come out to support his show. And he got a film crew together and filmed it himself. And then he sold it to Netflix. He still got the rights and everything, but he allowed them to stream it on Netflix. And he got so much money off of that. And Michael Blackson was like, yo, Dave just unlocked the key, because if that's how you got to get your money, that's what you got to do. And that's what you got to do. So now Michael Blackson is trying to do something like that as well to get his money. And it's like, it's a shame that you got to do that, because he was supposed to be backing you and supporting you, but they just taken from you.
At least he's taking an initiative.
Yeah, like that's the thing about Dave Chappelle that I always love, is that he always comes and he does something that people never thought of, that is so simple, and then he disappear again.
And also, speaking of Dave Chappelle, I feel like a lot of fucking people are starting to realize that Monique is possibly telling the truth by now with all the shit that's going on.
Oh yeah,
I feel like people are probably starting to realize, you know, maybe Monique wasn't lying.
Yeah, but what the thing is, like, what does Monique have to lie for?
Like, I don't think nobody thought Monique was lying.
Yeah.
You know what? The black community, with all this shit they were talking on Twitter and on Facebook. Yeah. Like I keep saying about the whole Jussie situation. Your own people will tear you the fuck down first. I don't give a fuck what no one says. Your own kind will tear your ass down.
You know,
and the white people don't need to do it first. So the blacks will do it for you automatically.
I think with that is because everybody comes from different backgrounds, and we see a different perspective and things like that. One dude that was that conservative dude we saw in that video.
Mm-hmm.
I realized in that video, he was gay, but I knew he was conservative from another video, because he was in that video about like conservatives.
Conservatives and the liberals were in a room together.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, so if you remember the guy that was like, I went to the worst part of the school in this state, and I went to the military, it's that same guy in this other video.
That was him?
Yeah, it's the same guy.
Oh, okay.
It's the same guy. Realize. I'm good with faces. I might not remember names, but I'm good with faces. It's the same guy. So I was like, you're a gay conservative, if that isn't backwards. But okay,
black conservative.
But it's these different mindsets and different perceptions of the just the United States, not even the whole world, of why people do things. Like, you know, there are people who on both sides don't want equal rights, because if we get equal rights, people can't use. There are also people who use our struggle for their advantage. And don't get me wrong, you got any type of privilege, you're gonna use it. And some, and that's the problem, is why we tear each other down, because we all seeing different. Being somebody who used to live in part in hoods, and some of my life who lived like lower middle class, in one part of my life, I see that everybody looks at the world different because people experience it different.
And that's true, because I always get into it at work about my experiences, because I lived a certain lifestyle, and I'm friends with all type of people in high school. But then I was introduced into the DC go-go life, and I'm seeing a different perspective that I've never seen before. While at the same time, I'm hanging out with people that's like myself, that can afford to shop in Neiman Marcus, that can afford to go out and eat at certain restaurants in middle school. And I didn't go through certain things that my friend that was taking me to Go-Go's was taking me to. So I wasn't understanding their anger. I wasn't understanding why they keep talking about, F the police, F them pigs, blah, blah, blah.
Because sometimes, that's a thing. Because
I'm like, what are you so mad about the police for?
I've been in times where the police will try to irritate you to get you to spark out, so they have an excuse. Even somebody that used to go to our old college with us, former police officer, said when you get with them police officers, don't try to argue with them because they've been told black people will, they don't like being talked a certain way. So talk to them that certain way to get them to be smart. And that was from a former police officer. And things like that happen. That's why people, some people just minding their business, and it's discrimination. You just gonna be minding your business. Next thing you know, I've always been told PG County police will fuck you up, and it's just from experience. That's why it's like fuck the police. Like I remember being in high school, but I got in a fight outside of school. Instead of some adult getting out there knowing we a bunch of high schoolers and breaking it up, they called the cop. The cops get there, but somebody in my family had rode by and told me he got in the car, so he can't take me out the car. But he started trying to get an attitude to me and my aunt, so he had an excuse to pull us out. Because, she's my guardian at the time. And they do that. Sometimes you can be minding your business. Like the other time, I'm riding with my best friend. We see a cop car go past us. But since my friend had a certain type of car, this man spun around to come get us. Talking about my friend was driving 40 miles per hour. But my friend barely goes 5 miles over the speed limit. And then as we sat there, he told us he going about 40. My friend was like, I looked at the dash. I was going about 35. Then another cop, his partner that was standing there while the other one was checking my friend's stuff, his lights, his ID and stuff. It was like, oh, what happened there? My friend had just gotten his radio stolen. And the cop seen the wires, and he get to telling us, we do these type of traffic stops, routine stop trucks all the time. And we found all kinds of things going on. Basically told us you stopped us really to see if we were doing anything hot in this car. And your excuse was, oh, we were speeding when we really weren't. That's why some people would, some people like, just, oh, if you respect the cop, it's all right. But thing is, you don't get a cop that doesn't even respect you at the start.
But sometimes I used to have to ask my friends, I'm like, but who's the first person you're calling if somebody comes in and shoots your mother in the room? You calling your goons, or you calling the police and the ambulance and them?
Good question.
Because sometimes I'm like, I understand. Trust me, especially nowadays with all the shit that the cops are doing. Mm-hmm. But I want to fuck the person up who did it, but it's not all cops, as we all know.
Yeah,
like I don't need to explain that to y'all. Like we all know that. And sometimes I don't like when people see a police officer just driving past, and they all tell us something. It's hot out here, or damn, like what they over here for? I'm saying like, bitch. One, this is Metro Center, okay? Two, this is LaFont Plaza. Yes, they need to be here because your people, because this ain't my people, because my people don't act like this. Your people are here cutting the fuck up, being disrespectful and fucking with people. I said, yeah, so a cop's presence needs to be here because when they are here, they kind of calm their little asses down. Sometimes that shit really fucking annoys the hell out of me. And just like I was saying earlier about everybody getting on this shit with Jussie and bringing your own people down, I don't understand because I haven't been on this broadcast for like about 3 weeks. I don't understand why all these black men all of a sudden want to start leave the damn Chicago PD and talk about I knew from the jump lying. And now that the FBI is saying that Chicago's fucking lying, the Chicago PD is lying, or they're starting to fabricate their stories, now you're silent. Oh, you have nothing to say, Will. You have nothing to repost out today, do you? Because Because you were so ready to start reposting and talk about, I knew it, I this and that, blah, blah, blah. You ruined Black History Month. Shut the fuck up, bitch. You ruined Black History Month, okay? Your people ruined Black History Month by keep fucking killing each other in Chicago, okay? They ruined fucking Black History Month.
I want to be on record that I never said I'd never believe the cops. I've been a cop. Go ahead, continue, Xavier.
This is
Fuck
why
out of here.
I just want to state that.
Really get on my nerves.
I think me and Wallace over here been the ones always saying, just wait until the dust
Exactly.
settles.
Wait
till the dust settles.
Wait
till the dust settles.
Man, I followed that advice.
Wait for Michael Jackson.
That's what I'm saying. Like, bruh, like there's
you
no
wait for Chris Brown. Who I still believe that he and his friends be doing shit to them girls. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You just press for Chris Brown dancing, singing ass, but I bet you him and his friends do be trying to G them girls, and then they get hushed the fuck up.
That's gonna train on up.
Just watch when Chris Brown his ass is in his 40s, almost 50. His ass gonna be next, because I believe motherfucking girls sometimes. Not all of them, maybe. But some of them stories I believe, because all black men, white men, Hispanic men, and when they get a certain celebrity and they get up there, they start getting real fucking nasty.
Just grabbing by the pussy.
You got all kind of girls
Donald
come
Trump.
up in any fucking room. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Chris Brown is doing some motherfucking cocaine, crack, something. Heroin.
I mean, he was on film doing coke.
Yeah, that's what Soulja Boy snitched on him. He said, "You crackhead, don't ever
out of here." Soulja Boy doing something too. You see his face getting all gaunt.
Oh God, he talking about
his face is gaunt.
Cause Soulja Boy doing crack a long time ago when they said with cat stacks or something like that. But you know, he said that it was just on the table. He didn't do it. He said he never used cocaine a day in his life.
Yeah, and then you see how crazy he was acting, looking like fucking Whitney Houston. And look at that, Whitney Houston, come to find out, was doing them drugs.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
look at the mannerisms. When you look at how people act, you know they're doing drugs. I don't know why you can't come out and say, you know what, I am, and I need some damn help.
Yep, because
you know how many people come out and help you.
You know who really came to the light and just admitted that he needed all kinds of help, and I respect him for that, was Columbus Short. Columbus Short was doing bad. He was beating his wife. He was doing drugs. He was turning down movies. Like, he was in a bad spot. But he admitted that, and now he's doing much better because he admitted his fault.
That hurt my heart.
And I said, damn, Columbus, like, in every movie you play a college kid that's trying to do right, and you over here beating your wife using coke, man. Like, what are you doing?
I'm ready for these girls and these women to get with men and know how to slap and beat they fucking ass.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sick, and I understand men are stronger. I don't understand, like, do women know how to slap back?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm sorry, like, if a man slaps you, girl, it ain't that damn hard to where you can't get back up and slap or punch his ass back or pick up a pot and crack his skull open. Fuck out of here. I'm so sick of women just allowing these men to beat their ass like that. Yeah, it ain't like she's 4'11" and she weighs 90 pounds and he's 6'5". Some of the time these guys are just about as tall as their girlfriends.
And you know what really pissed me off, Xavier? Like how the chick, I forgot her name, but she was quote unquote survived by R. Kelly. And the fact that she out here calm as hell, trying not to cry in public, she says, but she calm as hell, the fact that she got herpes and won't sue this man, because you can sue him for having sex. Like, you can sue people for having sex with you knowing they have an STI or STD and they didn't tell you. You can sue for that. And she up here sitting here real calm, like, it's okay, he did what he did to me, but I moved on. I'm like, child, you have uncurable herpes. Your pussy is never the same.
Could not be me.
Like
Somebody
could not be me. If I don't have a gun, I'm stabbing, I'm cracking skull with a pot, Lysol bottle.
roach.
I'm taking a remote and I'm taking the end of the remote and I'm going to try to stab you in your eye with it. Something.
That's
But
what
what you're not going to do is
you
whoop my
also like 6
ass.
foot.
Yeah.
You also like 6 feet.
I keep telling women on Twitter, buy a gun, learn how to use a gun, invest in a pocket knife, like something.
Pepper spray. He
I'm a
slapped the
big-
shit out of you. Run
I'm
to
a
your
big
pocketbook, girl.
advocate. I'm a big
Take that
advocate
pepper spray
of.
up.
I'm a big advocate of self-defense because you can't always get to your gun. Having a gun, pepper spray, you got to get to that shit, but you don't have to get to your elbows.
Okay, and when you get slapped the first time, what you gonna do? Just stand there?
Actually, listen. You always
Do you?
I said
I've been slapped before. What you gonna just stand there? Bitch,
again,
run.
Get that
I said again, you can't always.
Yeah, sometimes you can't, but ain't nobody talking about him whooping her, straight body shots.
If you let me finish, I said
You
I'm a
get
big
slapped?
advocate.
We talking about getting slapped.
I'm an advocate of self-defense. You can't
Yeah,
always get
I
to your gun. You can't always get to your gun or pepper spray, but you always have your knees and elbows on you. Why you let me finish my sentence? That's why I was getting
guess
at.
what? I let you finish your sentence, and I still don't
saying.
agree. I said if you get
I'm not
slapped,
saying don't
how
learn
you not
it.
making it to your pocketbook? We talking about getting slapped.
Slap.
Because a lot of times it's always when they get slapped. Ain't nobody talking about nothing else.
Okay, I'm a big advocate.
Always make it to your thing, but I'm talking about these girls that get slapped. It's always the men always slap them, and the girls just stand there looking simple instead of running off or something else. They want to sit there and be crying and going off. Girl, go run to something. Either run outside and get help or something. But a lot of these times when you read these articles, you listen to these audio, they always stand there and take it. Just standing there after he slaps you. Why are you just standing there?
Something you ask him, maybe fear, maybe
exactly. Which I'm not understanding. Why are you just standing there? Hell to the no. When my father slapped me in my face, I got up and I was going to take a Lysol bottle and hit him across his face.
How old were you when this happened?
I was in middle school. I was like in 8th grade.
What you do? You needed some discipline?
I was talking back. Because we were on a computer and I'm trying to explain something to him and he don't like when he's had enough. He's just close your mouth and listen. And I'm not gonna close my mouth and listen because guess what? You're wrong. And you're gonna listen to what I have to say. And he got that from his mama. Out of me. And I got right up and I was ready to pick up that bottle and cross his face. And my mother came upstairs. I don't give a fuck about what no one got to say. I am not going to sit there and let you hit me, and I'm just going to stand there and stare at you.
Oh, Karen, stop.
You know, the feminists are going to say you're victim blaming.
Exactly.
In a way, he is, but I get what he's saying, so they can eat it.
Because I don't understand, why are you run out the house and bang on the door of your neighbor?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's like I understand I'm not going through what they're going through, but once you hit me like that, and you cut skin and blood is being shed, I don't know if it's just me. I mean, I understand I'm not them, but it's like, how can you go back in the house and just act like everything is fine?
Well, no.
And go to bed. No, and go to bed.
A sense of fear, maybe. That's the only thing I can think of.
Oh my god! Like sometimes I just
not only just that. There's always something to draw them back in towards the man, especially if they got kids with them. They use the kids
and most abusers are manipulators, so they would set up things where you have to depend on them, or depend on them, and things like that. So you have to come to them, and at the end is manipulation, and you just gotta figure out which one it is. But all you need is like you said, not be afraid.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I'm not a woman, because if any man had ever hit me, I'll probably be.
But you know what? That's why I low key want a daughter. Because if I have a daughter, it's over.
I gotta go, y'all. Gotta get ready for work. Gotta be there at 7 in the morning. So I will see y'all tomorrow.
But you know, like
I want a daughter so bad, just because I want to spoil her. But yeah, I got
You better spoil your son too.
like what Xavier said. You got to call the police or you be a vigilante. I'll probably end up. That's just probably me. It's like I'll probably end up going to jail for my daughter instead of like.
See, my father taught my sister how to fight for a long time. I remember he used to wrestle my sister to the ground and put his body weight on her, and he used to try to have her learn to get out of that. And I think a lot of men need to do that too, because my sister knows how to fight men. She fought a dude in the club before, and she handled herself. Like, I'm like, stop treating girls like they're a fucking Fabergé egg. No, if you're gonna practice your daughter to learn to fight, hit her a little bit in her stomach, because that's gonna happen. So y'all just practicing. Hit her in her stomach a little bit. Give her a little pat in the face. Not a punch, but like a little pat in the face. And y'all just practicing, because when you get out there, what you gonna do? She gonna get her ass whooped because you was afraid to give her a little punch. Hell no, punch her so she knows what it feels like. Put your body weight on her, because there's gonna be girls bigger than another girl. Someone's gonna have a heavy hand. Someone's gonna play a sport. So when you play a sport, a lot of times you are stronger than a lot of girls, if you're a girl, because you're working out. So that punch is going to come a little bit more force. I'm tired of men trying to treat these girls like they're a damn little princess.
You can and still give them that other side of the treatment, though.
But when I say treat them like a little princess, as in, like I just said, like a Fabergé egg, like, they don't do nothing.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but I'm also saying you can do both. That's why
you can do both, which I like. Yeah. But don't just give them the princess treatment.
No, don't give them one. Don't give them just one.
Toughen. I think all girls need to toughen it up a little bit.
That's why I'm like a big firm believer of self-defense. Self-defense is.
I'm a big firm believer of self-defense myself, though.
Self-defense is different from just taking a martial art class or doing a martial art where people don't understand. Self-defense is awareness of your surroundings and things like that. Like the martial arts school I went to, the owner even has a book on self-defense for women. And in his cover, he states there are 7 things. It's like a woman giving somebody the time, and he's like, there's 7 things wrong in here, and there's 7 ways she can fix the way she can defend herself. Like when somebody asks you the time or something, don't look down. Bring your arm. If you got a watch on your phone, whatever, keep your eye on the person and bring it up to your face so you can still see them. Surroundings. And like a lot of people don't understand that. I remember a girl we went to high school with, Ray, and this is after I started martial art training. And the one thing he always say, people have a bad habit of having headphones in when they're walking around on the subway. And the same girl twice on the metro, I was able to walk up to her and put my hand on her shoulder without her noticing.
I don't see how do you not notice that?
Because she has the earphones in, she's distracted.
Let me tell you, I am such an awareness person. Like, I literally, if I feel like I always have my headphones in, which is another reason why I practice what I practice. If I feel like you're behind me a little too close, I'm turning around, I'm giving you eye contact. Yeah, I see
you. Also,
I see you, girl.
You taking out one of your strongest senses when you put the headphones in.
Exactly. So now I have to give myself that awareness of someone staring at me or someone getting a little too close to me, or is this person following me?
If somebody blitz you, though, you don't hear him run up. I remember I almost punched a man. He was out jogging. I heard his keys, and it was getting faster behind me. And he almost got punched.
Yeah, stuff like that. I'll make sure I'm aware.
I feel like
my father is always telling me to stop walking around with headphones in, which I'm never gonna do. I make sure I pay attention to my surroundings. I look around me. I look when I'm walking past windows. I look in the window just to see what the person, if anybody's behind me, just to see what they're doing. Because I'm gonna make sure I'm not no idiot and just allowing someone just to swipe me because my headphones in. No, you gotta be aware of your surroundings because the world we live in, people are just crazy. And I make sure when I'm listening to my music and I'm changing my music, I don't look straight down. I kind of bring it up like you were saying about the watch situation. I kind of bring it up because ever since that man drove in Times Square on the sidewalk, oh no, because you can't hear a person driving through a crowd and you hearing people getting hit and screaming if you got good headphones in. So I make sure I'm always looking around. I'm like,
Lord.
Oh, Ray, I know you remember
the only
this
time I
video.
ever had headphones in was when I was living in Laurel. But that's
Ray. I know you remember
other
the
than that.
video.
Huh?
I know you remember this video. I don't know if Xavier or Father seen it, but it's a video of the chick at the gas station and she trying to pay for gas.
oh my God, yes.
I seen that. So one of my friends, she just recently reposted, and she got two dudes on there that saying the dumbest thing, like, "Oh, that girl wanted their attention. Look at her smiling, laughing."
Oh yeah.
That makes no fucking sense because she was getting gas.
Yeah, they was like, "Oh, she wanted her attention." One dude was like, "You see, somebody caught her attention, but he came at her wrong." I was like, "He caught her attention because he called her a bitch." That wasn't nothing positive. But the dudes, sometimes, several times, seeing videos like this, I'm seeing dudes and the way they respond to it is like in the dumbest manners ever. Oh, she wanted attention. She could have went to another gas station. How many she was almost on eating? She don't know if she can make it to the next gas station.
Okay. And then too, her smiling could be a nervous thing because I smile about everything. I promise you. I'm always stuff.
I've talked to a lot of women about different things, and it's just like, okay, they are scared. They can't say just no to a man without the fear of being stabbed or shot at or set on fire, because a woman was set on fire supposedly for saying no.
Yeah, like the girl who got shot because she didn't give the guy her number. Like like what?
I've gotten on dudes because I've seen dudes get pissed off of just being turned down. I remember being in the Marine Corps, and this waitress came over there because one of the Marines I was with wanted to talk to her, but he, Mr. Pretty Boy, used to getting a lot of girls and got turned down. He was blown about it. He didn't do like other dudes, but I can see he was really upset. And I was like, "You need to calm down. I thought you was Mr. I get bitches. If you didn't get this one, what's the problem?" And it's a sad fact.
It's a what's it called? It's entitlement. That's the biggest thing. And I feel like, and I'm gonna mostly put it on Western like society, because in a lot of these like in America, because of like the imagery that we see as like children and shit like that, like it bigs our head up. So we start to think, oh, we that nigga, we can do the same shit. And then when we don't, you know what I'm saying? We resort to violence and shit because there's no proper way of dealing with the fact that, oh, we got rejected, or we can't do this and do that and do this and do that. And, the ego gets in the way and all of that. It's like a whole bunch of it's like a whole bunch of it's like layers to it. It's not just like one thing. And then you got to factor in how these men have been raised by like the lack of fathers, or maybe there was a father in the house, but he ain't shit. It's like there's a whole bunch of layers, and the fact that it's gotten to this point where like women in general are like on high alert. Like you can be the most, you can come in, you can, smile, you can be like as non-threatening as possible. And the woman's still going to be on high alert because of shit like this that happens way too often. So
it's bad.
What are y'all talking about?
Just how women, he's talking on how men feel, how some of these men are entitled and the different things that can contribute to it.
Oh.
Because like I've noticed that like a lot of women, like they're just always on high alert, especially when it comes to men. And it's like I understand it. That's why I try to do my part and really try to pay attention to how I'm perceived and how I'm looking, so I don't get caught up or I don't make her feel like uncomfortable just by me doing something that I have no control over. I can't control the fact that there's a lot of men out here that are just ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? All I can do is do my part, not to be one of those guys.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not entitled to have that attention from you if you so choose to do so. And I feel like once you have that understanding, then you'll be fine. But the issue is a lot of dudes out here don't have that understanding because they got these low ass friends that big their head up and they put in their minds this mentality of entitlement, and I can get any bitch that I want, and that nigga and shit like that. So that it becomes like a hive mind, and then you have a whole bunch of low ass niggas running around with the same mindset, fucking it up for all the other dudes out here that aren't like that. So and like there's no balance because they're the loudest, they're the ones that are all over the place. While you could be a dude, that has principles, that has values that you subscribe to, that you were taught by with your parents, or just knowing right from wrong. But that alone isn't enough to, change the narrative. No matter how hard you try to speak out, and no matter how hard you try to check these dudes, it just seems like a losing battle every time.
Yeah, when I try to check the two dudes on her status, one of them just went petty and liked my comment. The other one was, he made some pun like I was trying to score points on him like NBA. And I was like, no, nigga, it's called logic thinking. What? Talking about you just trying to score points with the chicks. No, that's not what it is. It's called stop being a creep and realize what you're doing. It's not all about that. Trying to win points with women. Like, they come up with the dumbest things. I remember the McDonald's incidents when that woman got attacked. And, some people comment on how some of the guys was just standing around, which is a little weird. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And one of the dudes on the status of another girl Facebook I know was like, I'm not about to protect no chick I don't know. Get out of here with all that. Then there was a big argument. She blocked him, then came to me and thought I was gonna be on his side with it. Until you finish, it wasn't all that necessary. You know what I'm saying? Cause we, nigga, who's we? Get out my inbox. I do my best to protect women, especially black women, because that's what it is. I'm pro-black, but I hate seeing that stuff. I'm protecting anybody that can't fight. It be kids, it be old people, it be some handicapped person, and I'm technically handicapped my own self. I remember stopping some kids from messing with some old man on the train, but they didn't mess with me, the young dude. They messed with the old man, pulling at his stuff, throwing stuff on him. Nah, y'all need to sit down. But dudes, I don't know. Dudes be sometimes they logic, dude. Male and women logic confuse me. But some of these dudes, the things they say, definitely confuse. Just don't make sense. Ever.
You're gonna hurt yourself trying to figure it out too.
I realized. No, I remember seeing the thing when a guy said women can't have sex on the first date, but men can. But who you having sex with then? If men can do it, who are they having sex with on this first date if it can't be with women? You're supposed to be a heterosexual male, so who you having sex with on this first date?
Myself.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this podcast short. As usual, we're gonna have our last word.
It was about an hour and 30 minutes. That was 2 hours. So I'm gonna cut it short.
We've gone.
Yeah.
So, Father, we'll start with you.
So, my final words is Man, we are living in some pretty, depressing times. Social media is wilding and no one ain't really listening to anybody no more. It's just a fucking free for all of opinions. And most of all, it's dumbass opinions from dumbass people who can't read and don't listen worth a damn. Ain't no understanding going on both sides. So y'all both just looking stupid, and there's nothing productive nothing productive coming out of these conversations that we're having that I'm seeing most of the times. It's just motherfuckers talk and motherfuckers barely pay attention, and then they just babble the whole way through, and people get emotional and all that shit. Everyone just needs to shut the fuck up, take a breath, make the shit sweet, concise, to the point, and easy to understand, and that's it. Like, damn, bruh, y'all been to elementary school and shit. Use your words, enunciate. Bitch. I'm out.
Oh, my bad. First, I was supposed to call you First Black Ginger.
First Black Ginger.
Go ahead.
Be mindful of people. It ain't nothing wrong in protecting each other and calling out bullshit people, even if they're in your community. We can call out everybody that's toxic in any way, be it family, be it your friends. It be the stranger on the street. If they can't take it, they can't take it. Just be better.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna leave it with this. For one, if this is gonna be random. If you want a woman to men, if you want women to be submissive too, because you can't just expect the girl to be break if you ain't got shit. That's not how it works. Two, like I would, and mostly about everything. It's very fucked up, especially Hollywood. We don't even know about that. Is very fucked up. That's full of probably like these child molestations and a lot of shit that we probably don't know about. Everybody is very tainted, so that needs to be burned, purged, and then start anew. If problems in that, we need the restart button on that. Another thing, this is coming from like watching the Grapevine. Obviously, me and Wallace already watched it. It proves my point that men need to go somewhere we have to talk about our system. We're going to be like we got to confirm if we're going to be a village first. If we got to be black first, then we got to talk about all the black issues. That includes black women's issues, the black LGBT issues, the conflicts between males, like all that needs to be solved before we need to start anything. I hope one day, like shows like the Grapevine, I feel like it's getting there. But I would like to see more of that outside the Grapevine. So with that being said, signing out.
Mm-hmm.